center of Beijing when a man walked to the middle of the Avenue of Eternal Peace.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast After Show. Man, there's a lot going on in the world, it turns out.
Yeah.
I pull up the news and all kinds of things. The big one that got me excited was it turns out we've been wrong about salt all the time. And a new study shows that we need more salt in our diet, Kevin, especially if you're athletic like me. Like you look at me and you're like, hey,
Running
Chuck's out
marathons and stuff every week.
Oh, wait, maybe if you're just like shaking it on your french fries all day long, maybe you shouldn't have more salt. Like I feel like if I get too much salt, I like feel sick. I get like my face turns red and I feel like I'm
Get bloated and stuff.
Yeah, this is bad. I think that might be bullshit, but I think my point is it turns out they change their mind on what's right and wrong all the time. You know,
Yeah.
eggs are good, eggs are bad,
bad.
the yellow part is good, the yellow part is bad. I don't know what the hell is happening.
Well, man, here's a question for you. Is milk good for you or bad for you? Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. It used to be good for you. It was good for your bones, calcium, all that stuff. Then it was bad for you. Then it was good for you again. Then you should be like switching to other milk because there's like almond milks and nut milks and stuff. There's all sorts of nut milks. That's not a joke. I'm serious about. Like I'm talking about nuts, not So
How do they
that's
squeeze milk out of a nut? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. But have you ever drank almond milk?
Oh,
It tastes like shit.
I have the wife.
You can get the sweeted kind, which is full of sugar, which isn't bad.
That's the you put a little high fructose corn syrup in there. We're talking,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ay. All right, so I got another one. Turns out 200,000 deportation cases got tossed since the Department of Homeland Security forgot to file the paperwork. Who hasn't seen that play out? Damn it. You're all ready. You're showing up for your big case and you're like, fuck, I didn't turn it in. That could happen to anybody.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
You said there's something going on with Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink just got up and running this week for the first time with some dude that's quadriplegic playing a game of chess with his mind. So using one of Elon Musk's brain implants. So there is a chance that we'll be getting some sort of like bio electroskeleton suit that paralyzed people can wear and like punch through walls and run super fast and become Terminators. So that's good.
Now, can I get in on this Terminator suit, or I have to be like paralyzed or something?
I don't know. I know they're looking for volunteers, but I mean, I think they're looking for paralyzed volunteers. So I don't know that they'll do it for you. But I mean,
we can do some things.
Mm-hmm. Someday soon, we might be able to get in on this. I think we have to be super wealthy, so we're gonna have to start charging for the podcast if we want one of these Terminator suits.
I know, like in prison and stuff, if you want to have like a sex change operation, that's like a right. So they'll pay for it in certain states, not everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But now, would that be the same with this Neuralink thing? Like,
mate, I don't know. Let me ask you a question though.
I was right. Why should somebody be smarter than me? I'm kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you could up things a little bit. Like, I feel like in my body, I'm a smarter person than I really am.
Okay.
So maybe you need to help me out with the Neuralink.
Just get some of them brain chips and go.
Actually, I gotta say, I'm kind of real leery of it. I'm definitely on the more not an awesome idea that I would jump in on. I would be like, I don't know.
You don't want implants in your brain?
Nah, I don't think so.
I've always wished that someday in the future I could dream in commercials. You know what I mean? Yes. How are they going to pay for it? You know what I mean? Ads. You got to have some, just dream about bear products and pharmaceuticals you don't need, and it'll be great for you, man. It's good. Also, there's some sort of weird terrorist thing happened in Russia yesterday.
Really, I didn't see it.
No, oh yes. So a bunch of guys with
Couldn't
machine
watch the
guns
news.
went into a mall, blocked up the doors, and started setting off bombs and shooting everybody with machine guns. I think there's 40 people dead. ISIS claimed responsibility for it, but I mean, it's not really like verified aside of them saying they did it. So that's exciting news, I guess. You know, big bump for terrorists that want to murder people. You know, that's
Yep.
tracking now. So good news on that front.
Yeah. Now, the Department of Justice in 16 states on March 21 filed a civil lawsuit against Apple, accusing the company of illegally monopolizing the smartphone market. I always have a question on that crap about if I invent something awesome, why shouldn't I own and be allowed to do that? Like
Right.
I'm not saying Apple's awesome. Like I actually do like Apple. Like we're doing this podcast on my MacBook, and I do have an iPhone. It might be a little outdated. I think I'm rocking the iPhone 5 or something, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so like I'm not
Same.
like it's funny. Rush Limbaugh was the big guy, like always like, oh, I'm gonna be, the brand new iPhone. He loved Apple and thought they were the greatest. And I think they're pretty awesome. They seem intuitive. But it's kind of like if I invented oil or if I invented diamonds, it's kind of like, hey, I made something new and awesome, and like, shiny pieces of glass.
Yeah.
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 But it's
Shouldn't you
hard.
be able to make
so
money
you can
off of that?
scratch things. Like it
Uh-huh.
should be mine. Like thing is, like if I charge too much that the benefit's not there, then nobody would buy it. And
Right.
so that would just the free market would take care of itself. Now, in America, people would be like, well, the free market doesn't work because they're all communists from our school system, right?
Right.
They would be like, the free market doesn't work. And I would say, that's because of government bailouts. Like, all right, so you might say, Chuck, solar sucks ass, but it's still happening. So how is that a good free market?
Right.
Well,
Right.
here's why it's happening. Because the government's taxing the shit out of you, and then they're giving people bonuses to make it kind of affordable.
Right.
That's why. And you're like, well, what about electric cars? Same thing. Government's just taking your money. Do you know that your electric bill is actually higher because they're using a tax on your electric bill to subsidize people going solar?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how fucked up that is? And then they're like, see, look, electricity from coal and oil and whatever, that shit and hydro, that shit's expensive. Look. Well, yeah, look, but it turns out it's because you're just taxing me to pay for freaking subsidizing your stupid programs. So maybe the free market actually works. We're just not letting it work. Or is that my crazy evil capitalist talk?
Yeah. No, the other one I love is price gouging, right? There's a issue with, I think that what I'm thinking about was Hurricane Katrina. There was issues with people getting clean water, right? And people were charging high amounts for clean drinking water. Then it turns out that they restricted that so that one person could go in and afford to buy all the water, so nobody else could get any, and they could have all of it. If you charge a lot, then people are only going to buy what they need, and then there's enough for everybody. But whatever. I guess price gouging is evil, and people dying from dehydration is more important than charging fair price. But I mean, that's the same thing with China. Why everybody starved to death in the 50s, because everything was the same price.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's crazy how it all just gets manipulated and whatever. And like GE, right? We tax the crap out of everything, or sorry, we give GE tax breaks, everybody else gets taxed to death, and they're like, yeah, that company doesn't even pay taxes. Well, no shit, because
Mhm.
your corrupt government is making special deals.
Right.
I do get why states are offering tax incentives for companies to come. Like, I know where I live, North Carolina. They in the past have really done it and are still slowly making moves in this direction where they make it business friendly. They say, hey, look, we'll let you get started, cover those, startup costs. And it is kind of choosing who you choose to grant favors. But I feel like the honest answer is anybody who will create good jobs. I know my state's pretty down for, hey, we'll give you tax breaks if you come here and do it,
Mhm. Right.
Um, it's not like, oh, I'm giving stuff just to Google because they're coming, or Apple. And both of those are examples that have happened in Raleigh here. Uh, IBM, hey, we'll give you, good deal if you come set up, and we'll help support the infrastructure. People don't like it necessarily because they're like, oh, well, we have to pay to upgrade the infrastructure. But all of a sudden, there's all these jobs, and there's all these jobs. Like, I know with Google, I think they said our lowest starting salary is like 104,000 a year here or whatever. And
Mhm.
it's like, oh, even if I don't get one of those $104,000 jobs, those people now have money to come spend in my coffee shop or in
Right.
my, whatever. That kind of stuff, a rising tide lifts all boats. So
Right.
just my theory.
Mhm.
I could be wrong, and I'm down for debate. Turns out that's one of my favorite things, is arguing with people. I love it. My company has been promising me this meeting where management's going to come yell at us for like the last they've scheduled it and canceled it like the last 5 days I've worked. And I keep
Uh-huh.
getting to work early, all excited, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is going to be great. Let's go talk." And everyone's like, "It doesn't matter." Cuz they had it with the other 2 shifts this meeting,
Mhm.
and everybody's like, "Yeah, they just said suck it up and deal with it," was the bottom line, that
Right.
you're unhappy, but we don't care. And I'm like, "Doesn't matter. I want this meeting."
Yeah.
And they're like, "But you won't win." And I'm like, "That doesn't
It
matter."
doesn't matter. Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
make
not the
them
point. It's not
I'm
what's
gonna
making
make
me
them
happy about it.
so uncomfortable that they're gonna regret ever walking in the room. They're probably watching this right now and going, "Oh
Getting
god,
ready to yeah,
why
getting ready to
why?" 'Cause
make sure they postpone that meeting again and
yeah,
again.
there are it
Keep
was
Chuck
funny
out of
'cause
there.
they were like, "Well, you have line calls and stuff to do," 'cause, like, I do repair work in a big company, and, they're like, "Oh, that's important." But in the past, meetings and nonsense are always, like, the priority, and they're like, "Everything stops. You need to come to the meeting." And I'm like, "But it sucks, and I have stuff broke. I'd rather just go fix." "Nope, the meeting's important." And now they're like, "Oh, isn't something broke? Like, couldn't you change that light bulb on that panel over in the far side of the plant? Go do that."
Mhm.
And then, we'll see if we can get to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's a little crazy out there, but I don't know. Yeah, a lot going on in the news though. There is a lot of things out there that I find concerning. Every day I'm just like, fuck, how does that happen?
Did you see that that there's a video playing of uh uh illegal aliens rushing the fence and getting past the guards? Did you see that one?
No.
There's a
See, I feel
video.
like that happens at my border. I'm just like opening up the machine gun. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Well, I mean, they did
You shoot
immediately
3 or
turn
4.
themselves in, but they are already in the American side, so they have
Right,
to go through the whole process and they're
right.
in now, you know?
Yeah.
But
That
I do
wouldn't be
have to
my
say,
policy.
they ran through razor wire.
Damn.
So
Now we
that's,
gotta give them medical care too?
I mean, honestly, that's the type of
They want
person
freedom.
I'd want in this country. You know what I
Right,
mean? If you're
right.
willing to run through razor wire to get here, I don't know, man. Maybe you're worth keeping around.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah. No, it
Well,
couldn't it
uh,
couldn't have been good because I've put up razor wire before, and if you don't have thick leather gloves, you're gonna lose about a quart of blood just setting it
yeah,
up,
yeah,
let
just
alone
right.
climbing over it. Oh
I
shit.
don't know. It's crazy world. I
Uh,
don't know.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the news of the day. I didn't see anything else too exciting, but I know there's always some crazy shit going on. Let's see here. The first successful transplant of a genetically edited pig organ to a living human being. So there you go. So we can get that. I wonder if you're like Jewish or Muslim, if that's okay.
Right.
Like you can't eat pork, but can you have an organ that's made out of pork?
Let me tell you, no. The answer is that's a no-go.
Can't do it, huh? All right. All right. Well, that's too bad.
All right. We'll let you guys get to your week. I know it's a Saturday and everybody's got to do their hot, work, whatever, and go build trucks or do man things, shoot guns, the important things. Actually live your life.
Yeah.
So, but I do appreciate
Stop looking at your computer. Get on with your life.
And, once this podcast is over, you pretty much need to shut it down until next week and then crack it back open and jump right back on board. So anyway, we really do appreciate you guys. And, it's awesome. So knife sharpening, whatever it takes. All right. With that, stay safe and talk to you guys next week.